It's all coming together at the right time for the defending champion Colorado Mammoth as the quest to defend their title continues. Their next stop, Saskatchewan, where the youth movement is on full display tonight. It's the Colorado Mammoth and the Saskatchewan Rush coming up next. Live from Treaty 6 territory in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, it's Cody Jansen, John Fraser, Sabine Ahmad with you this evening on Co-op Field in SaskTel Center. The Saskatchewan Rush take on the Colorado Mammoth. A couple of Western rivals will do battle. For Colorado, this is a big one here. If they want to finish in third and play Calgary, likely they've got to win tonight.
Oh, certainly. If you want to avoid taking on the #1 seed in that quarterfinal matchup to start the playoffs, you got to go out and get the business done tonight. As Colorado has been slowly climbing up the standings. A couple weeks ago, Cody, they were in a battle for a playoff spot. Now they're in conversation, of course, for that #3 side. Meanwhile, the Rush out of the playoffs for the second consecutive season.
One of the hottest players on Colorado of recent. It's a former Saskatchewan Rush member in Connor Robinson. 32 goals, 28 apples this season, 60 points. 5 of those goals have come in their 2 games against the Rush.
He stung his former team, a big lefty that I'm sure they'd love to have. I mean, it worked out. They got a couple young defensemen with the picks for him, but Connor Robinson has had a great season so far.
And for Saskatchewan, how can we forget Lane Rushka getting his first start, NLL debut. The Warman product gets the call between the pipes. He got a little bit of game action in against Georgia, made a couple of stops, a really good one on Shane Jackson, that is. But now for the former first-round pick, he gets in a game finally.
This is so cool. For the first time ever, a Saskatchewan-born and trained player will start an NLL game, his first career start tonight. I can't wait to see. I've been calling this guy's game since he was 16. I'm looking forward to it, Cody.
And with more on Lane, we'll send it down to Sabine Ahmad.
Cody, John, it's a little bit of history here tonight in Saskatoon as Saskatchewan-born and trained Lane Rushka is going to start for the Saskatchewan Rush as the goaltender. Now, Lane was the 13th overall draft pick back in 2020 for the NLL draft. He is going to be making history tonight, but he was with Georgia for most of his time before signing with the Rush last April, and that's where he has worked his way from practice roster up to starting tonight. Coming up after the break, Colorado Mammoth face off against Saskatchewan Rush.
The March to May is brought to you by Alterna Savings Credit Union. Visit alterna.ca to discover the credit union difference. By NLLstore.ca, a Fanatics experience. Officially license everything. And by Guaranteed Rate. Now more than ever, you need the best. Let's take a look at the stripes tonight. Your crew chief, Ryan Fowler, is in the building. Game officials, Marcus Fisher and Ryan Wilson. And your shot clock operator in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan this evening, the one and only Ian Wilson, will be taking over this game. As we get to your starting goaltenders now for Guaranteed Rate. Dylan Ward, to no one's surprise, gets the call between the pipes for Colorado 9-5 this season with an 11-3 goals against average and a .785 save percentage and 200 feet across the floor from him. Saskatchewan's own, born in Warman, Lane Rushka gets the call between the pipes. He has not started a game in his NLL career. He did get in against Georgia. He made 2 saves, so he's got a perfect save percentage. Not to jinx anything, hasn't allowed a goal yet for Saskatchewan. Eliminated from the playoffs, Colorado battling for third in the West.
Goalie matchup is something I'm keeping an eye on here, Cody, as Dylan Ward had maybe the worst game I've seen Dylan Ward play ever. Last time his team was at SaskTel Center. You know you can't expect that out of Dylan Ward, one of the best in the league. Actually, 1 victory away from number 70 in his career. He'd love nothing more than to get it against a rival. Meanwhile, again, a kid, I said it in the open, I've been calling his game since he was 16, playing for the Junior A SWAT. Lane Rushka making his first career start tonight. I'm absolutely pumped for him. Huge night for lacrosse in this province.
We'll get into a lot more of Lane Rushka as Alex Bouquet ended up getting hurt in the last game against Halifax. Saskatchewan coming into this game 6-10 on the season. 2 regular season games left. Colorado 9-7. 1 game up on Panther City, who lost against Calgary last night. Down at the dot, it's Mike Messenger and Tim Edwards. Messenger from Surrey, 54% this season. Edwards at 60%. Reps ready, ball is down, and we are underway for one last time on Co-op Field at SaskTel Center in the 2023 season. Messenger face-off win, and Kyle Rubish has a loose ball.
After getting dominated by Jake Withers on the dot, important for Messenger to get off to a solid start here in this one. Cody, he does exactly that.
Reese Dutch will sling it up for Mark Matthews. Matthews early shot on Ward, trying to go 5-hole, and Dylan Ward's got his first save of the game.
The old betwixt the pantaloons attempt. It worked a lot last time they were here.
Colorado will push the pace in transition. Pass intended for McLaughlin, got popped up in the air, and Holden Garland wins the pop fly.
Not up. Sorry, Cody.
Sending Matt Beers up the floor. Pass over to Austin Madronic, and Clark Walter awaits. He'll hit the back pedal and set up on the half wall. Saskatchewan going right to left in our broadcast booth, wearing their home greens, black shoulders, white trim. Walter towards the middle. The 6-on-5 as Rushka goes for the little trick out. There's no delayed call, but hey, I know it's a play that they've worked on, and it gives them that extra offensive look. It'll keep Colorado on their toes.
Well, and if you can spring Robert Church and all of his goals this year off the bench, why the heck wouldn't you with some more space out there?
Ty Thompson was listed as questionable coming into this game, and the big man with the ball right now. Little feet inside, bounces on goal, and Rushka's got his first official save of his first NLL start.
Little bouncer, easy for him. That's why I cut you off earlier. I was just so excited about seeing Rushka in the NLL.
Connor McClellan now, year number 2 in the National League. Down for Mark Matthews, the mailman. Up top to Marty Dinsdale. Robert Church now swing it across. Mark Matthews looking for someone, takes the shot. Got deflected by Edwards. He has it back 4 to shoot. Matthews now on the run. Down to Dinsdale, and he'll just dump it in the corner. With Dan Lintner coming out of tonight's game, Reese Dutch has a chance to play against his former squad mates on the Colorado Mammoth. The longtime NLL vet, maybe a chance for a little revenge for letting him go with the trade deadline. Dan Lintner, Mike Mallory, your scratches for Saskatchewan. Brett Craig getting scratched along with Connor Watson for Colorado. Robinson now for Zed Williams. Inside feed. Thompson tries to go behind the back, and it's wide as Mike Messenger will run up on a loose ball. A long outlet pass there is looking for Garland, who pregame you were saying might be the first goal scorer of this one. Just can't quite connect, but he was alone with a little bit of space there, Cody. Colorado will swing it back through Garrett McIntosh. Connor Robinson, the former Rush member, up top, 32 goals on the season. Zed Williams runs around Ryan Dilks. Boudreau on the switch, got in front. Williams trying to drive. He's going to have to spin and fire, and he bounces it just wide, so the shot clock won't reset. Whenever Connor Robinson's in town since that big trade, a lot of Rush fans are going, wow, I wish he was still here. The 2 picks they got for him, Jake Boudreau, BK the third, I think that's a pretty even deal, getting 2 stud young defensemen, Cody. Walter down for Ryan Keenan, his first offensive shift of the game. Austin Madronic, Saskatchewan's first rounder from last year. The Walter inside, feet intended for Robert Church, and he can't handle the pass. The youth movement is very much on in Saskatchewan. We talked about it pregame. 11 players that are the rookie, second year, or third years. And you got to remember, those third-year guys didn't get a full season thanks to the COVID virus and shutdown. Inside look, Bobby Kidd the third will try and defend Kinnear. Dives toward the crease, and they'll say he stepped in. As Rushka not officially going to get credit for a save there, but Ryan Barnable will take it up the floor. So far the Rush, it's like they're playing with a little extra pep in their step, trying to keep guys out of the high danger spots to let Rushka settle into his first career start. That's what you have to do with the young netminder, as Mark Matthews looks for a shooting lane on Dylan Ward. Give and go with Dutch. Matthews right back to Reese Dutch. Outside look, got blocked. I believe that was John Lintz who got his stick in the way. And here's an outlet pass, a breakaway for Tim Edwards. Bobbled it, and Dilks got out on him to take away the first opportunity. He'll run it back, but Dilks, the swordsman, put it on the ground for a second. Boudreau's in there, and now it's just a pile of bodies. Edwards with a chance for his first goal of the season, the Jamesville product. You're not going to see many more wide open looks than that. Just bobbled it for a brief second. Zed Williams again. No Ryan Lee for Colorado. He finds himself back on IR as the playoffs are looming. Gibson trying to go high to high. It's Overushka as McLaughlin now way behind the restraining line. Inside feed, Ryan Dilks will defend. Back over to Thompson. Another shot goes wide, and this one's going to bounce back to center.
Lee wasn't here in the opening season victory for the Rush, an 18-6 victory. But since he came back, he played 6 games, 38 points. Is that any good, Cody?
Clark Walter on the run, and he scores. Pound your chest, Saskatchewan. Clark Walter finds the back of the net.
Last game against Halifax, we were talking about how Clark Walter has quickly evolved from just a Johnny-on-the-spot shooter to showing off that high-end skill that he has. He's slowly been getting more comfortable with his place amongst the lefties in the lineup, and you can see it here. He sees the matchup in the middle, sees a couple picks set, just comes in and snipes on Dylan Ward. It's not easy to put anything behind Dylan Ward, especially from distance. Great shot, Clark Walter, and the fans in Saskatchewan on their feet and feeling good early on in this one.
Well, as Brad Challoner said, best duster in the league as you get a look at Clark Walter on the bench. Something special, and it'll be interesting to see the Limestone Products career go forward. I don't know if Shane Jackson is a fair comparison, but a couple of undersized lefties out of Limestone. We'll see where Clark Walter's ceiling eventually goes. Mammoth with the ball. McLaughlin, little back pedal. Zed Williams, shot goes wide. And Colorado continuing to try fire up high on Lane Rushka. Obviously, you're not going to get the best scout on a rookie goaltender, but they'll say it went off of his arm, actually, so it's not back and over. And we will continue playing as the Mammoth get a reset. Kinnear walks it over the restraining line. Matt Beers will be hot on his tail. Little spin back from Kinnear. McLaughlin's there, and he'll throw it over to Gibson. Dilks will defend inside feet. Another behind the back by Robinson as 2 Rush defenders collide, and it'll be Kyle Rubich with it.
They're trying to give Rushka the type of shots he hasn't really seen a lot of in the ALL or the RMLL. The low to highs are a very difficult shot to pull off, as well as the behind the back. So trying to give him a couple different looks.
Walter on the run again. Won't shoot it this time. Robert Church looking for 47 on the season. Defender got his stick in the way, and Church didn't get all he wanted on that as John Lintz gets tripped up. That's not going to be called a penalty, as Lintz maybe deserved one there. He'll have a couple of words with the ref, but Colorado still has possession here. 8:45 left to go in quarter number 1. Brett McIntyre, another Rocky Mountain Lacrosse League alumni, sets the Mammoth offense in motion. McLaughlin spin move, knocked off the ball by McClellan for a second, and he got it right back. 3 to shoot. McLaughlin on goal, save made by Rushka, and he's going to sit on it here. Ref will tell him to play it in. Said, you're not getting a whistle, and I guess we're not going to TV timeout either. Mike Messenger, head of Steve. He'll run up the floor, around Sullivan to the net. Flip pass for Keenan. He'll take it, circle drive. Bouncer goes wide. Now Messenger ends up tossing McIntosh out of the way, but Robert Hope will flip one up for his D partner.
Old school Mike Messenger there, drives to the net in a bad mood and then sets a hard pick. Love seeing the energy he's bringing early in this one, Cody.
Zed Williams, couple of good looks early, hasn't connected just yet. Back out of the corner. On the run, Robinson, another high heat goes wide. On the rebound, Rushka stops Gibson.
I'm pretty sure he just stopped that one with the old header. As they'd say on SportsCenter, that's using your head, Cody Jansen.
You got to get the job done. 7:41 left to go in quarter number 1. Saskatchewan up early thanks to Clark Walter.
Welcome back to the SaskTel Center in Saskatoon. Alex Bouquet has been pretty much the starting goaltender for the Saskatchewan Rush for much of this season, up until last week when he tweaked something in his lower leg. Now, it may not look like much when you see the playback, but he did find himself limping off in the first quarter of last week's game, and even today he's been out supporting his teammates in warm-up, but he does have a boot on his foot, and he has been placed on the IR list. Cody, John?
Well, it's a right leg injury for Alex Bouquet. We don't have official word, but with only one game left this season, I would have to assume the big man is done for the year. But no better teammate. You know, he was going to be around and supporting him, especially a young goaltender like Lane Rushka getting his first start. Back on the floor, Colorado's offense goes to work. Gibson, it'll peel back. Messenger will defend. Pass over to Ty Thompson. Another shot goes wide as Rubish has another loose ball.
It was such a weird moment with the Bouquet injury, as you didn't really see an obvious injury to that leg. Next thing you know, our great cameras here spot him sitting in civvies with his right leg all done up. And, you know, Rushka's got a chance to be the goalie of the future for this team, so you got to get him some game action. And what better time to do it than now, Cody?
Clark Walter opened the scoring, back on the run. Shot got deflected by Josh Sullivan. A good Red Deer boy puts his body on the line here for Colorado. A lot to play for. They're battling with Panther City for third in the West.
You mentioned it earlier, Cody, but lots of RMLL connections here in this game. It's a great night for that league that maybe doesn't get the love that BC and Ontario do, but you got 6 players.
Cutting inside to McIntyre. Rushka doesn't know where it is, and it rolls to Jared Smith. Will send the outlet for Ryan Barnable. Ryan Barnable now missed the start of the season with a leg injury, trying to go low. I believe that it Gillis and it got blocked. Ryan Keenan will settle it down. Looks like Barnable is going to stay in play here on offense. Matthews for Keenan. Barnable sets the hard pick. Pass over to Church. He's on the fadeaway over to Keenan, trying to go high stick side. Ward with the save.
Barnable, great start to the year once he came off the IR. Still noticing that big brace on his left leg. Four goals in just 8 games, all in transition for the Rush.
Mammoth will set it up once again. Here's Eli McLaughlin. Beers strips him of the ball. It's on the turf, and now Matt Beers will grab it. And now he's 5 loose balls away from 1,000th in his career, as we keep an eye on that this evening.
Is that any good?
Clark Walter over the restraining line. Matthews. Eyes on the net right now. Low pass over to Church. He's on the roll, and he rips that off of Austin Madronic, who gets pushed to the turf.
The double bad takes a shot from Church off the rear end, then gets pushed down right in front of the crease. Not a good time for Austin Madronic.
5:21 left to go in quarter number 1. Mammoth set it up through Zed Williams. He's on an island with Jake Boudreau. One-on-one matchup. Now Messenger comes in for the double team, and it's perfectly executed by the Rush defense that's been on point this game so far.
Yeah, a way better start for the Rush D than they've had the previous couple of first quarters. Locking it down, making it easy so far for their young goalie making his first start.
Reese Dutch, the former Mammoth member, over top of the logo. Has Robert Church to help him out. Takes a hack from Hope. Dinsdale on the run. Shot got blocked by John Lintz. Church now behind the net. 2 to shoot. Is he going to one-arm it on goal? He spins and it's deflected again.
I thought one thing the Rush are going to be missing is that behind the net Superman offense from Dan Littner, who's out of the lineup tonight.
Well, we didn't see it from Robert Church there, but there's a lot of game left here in SaskTel Center. Rush still lead 1-0 in quarter number 1.
Welcome back. The Rush lead the Colorado Mammoth 1-0. And Saskatchewan is dealing with a bit of a youth movement heading into next season. They've got, as Cody talked about it in the last Rush Hour podcast, 11 young players from the first year up until third year in lacrosse. And Austin Madronic this year is looking at just 23 points alone for this season. So a bright future for the Saskatchewan Rush heading into the next season as they end this season with the last 2 games left.
Last time the Rush went this young? 2012. The next 3-4 years after that, pretty okay, Cody.
Colorado looking to get their offense on the board here. Thanks for tuning in tonight on TSN Plus, ESPN Plus, Altitude 2, and the Rush Radio Network. Cody Jansen, John Fraser, Sabine Ahmad with you. Gibson now drives the cage. Pushed up by Garland for a second. Messenger comes in on to the help. Up top for Zed Williams. Room to shoot. He's to the middle and he scores. Zed Williams gets Colorado on the board as he goes stick side on Rushka.
Kyle Rubish knew he missed the assignment on that one. He instantly turned to Holden Garland and went, Okay, my bad. Is Zed Williams such a high-skilled player? Just uses Rubish as a screen. Picks up the pass here, waits. He hesitates for a second, goes high to low on the young goalie Rushka, and Zed Williams, yeah, welcome to the NLL. Here's Zed Williams, and he of 34 goals, shooting on you with an open look from distance.
Point number 63 on the season for Zed Williams. And I think one of the most impressive parts about him is his versatility as well. At the Worlds this summer, for Haudenosaunee, he's going to be playing defense, actually. And again, this is an offensive superstar who's got the size, he's got the strength that says, I want to help my team win. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And so you see that on the international stage. Zed Williams is truly a unicorn in this league.
Imagine having that luxury to grab a guy like Zed Williams who can score 34 in this league and just go, yeah, you're going to play D. What a dangerous defenseman he's going to be coming up here at the World Championships.
Battle off the draw, and Ryan Barnable, dog on bone, hits Jared Smith inside. He's stopped by Ward on the rebound, and it's off the side of the net.
The Winnipeg Jet with a couple great opportunities, but Dylan Ward in fine form tonight after giving up that first goal, doing Dylan Ward things.
Jalen Chester sends the offense in motion. Save made by Rushka as Brent McIntyre trying to put one over his shoulder. Rebound grabbed by McClelland.
Great save by Rushka and the composure to deflect that one off into the corner. Great rebound control by the young man.
McIntyre got back on defense, and it's another Alberta product. Gonna run it up the floor. Tyson Gibson is with him. Two-man game. McClelland will take the switch. McIntyre sets the pick. Robinson on the run, puts one right in the logo of Lane Rushka.
Speaking of guys that can score, Connor Robinson, a great look. Just couldn't quite get it down low enough. Looking like he was trying to go high to low and go between the legs of Rushka. He's got 32 this year.
Mark Matthews looking for someone to feed. Robert Church now drives on his defender to the middle, and he's stopped by Ward. Rebound grabbed by Marty Dinsdale. Mark Matthews down for Clark Walter. He opened the scoring in this game. Shooting lane, not there. He's going to drive, backhand feed, knocked down by Sullivan.
Clark Walter starting to show a lot more confidence. We've been discussing that even after his first goal. Looked a little timid in his first few games here in the league, but recently he's been driving to the net with some good looks.
Colorado, they'll put Ward on the bench and set up 6-on-5 here. A little gamesmanship going on as Thompson, the sixth forward, got the ball in tight. McLaughlin, save made by Rushka, and they're gonna get Ward back out. Thompson, Zed Williams, back to Ty Thompson. Played President's Cup this past summer. Blocker-like save by Rushka as he punches one out. Ball's on the ground. Kinnear pokes it all the way back in front of the Rush bench.
That 6-on-5 did exactly what you want it to do outside of scoring, of course. Created mass confusion amongst that Rush D, but Dylan Ward is back in the net, negating any kind of an open net look for the Rush. Love that play by Colorado.
95 seconds left to go in quarter number one. Tied at 1 here in SaskTel Center. Jared Smith knocks down a pass, and now he's going to poke this one over. Zed Williams with 5 seconds left. He's got room to shoot up top from long range. Rushka with the save, and Ryan Dilks will have the loose ball. His first season wearing the C in Saskatchewan.
Talked to him a couple times. He's not having the season he wants, especially offensively, but he's been good defensively, especially the last couple games.
Madronic, the Harvard product. First rounder for Saskatchewan. Keenan back from Madronic, way outside, no room to shoot. Matthews in tight, Madronic's there, and he's stopped by Ward. Loose ball. Keenan had a defender all over him.
Peterborough's Robert Hope with the great defensive play there. His stick had come loose. On top of being a great defensive play, to be able to block out a guy and not take a holding penalty without a stick, that's kind of veteran presence, and just a great play there by Hope to break up that chance for Madronic.
Josh Sullivan was looking for back-to-back games with goals. Is Marty Dinsdale now going for a 2-for-1, trying to shoot it before the 30-second mark. He's got it back with 15, and now you probably want to run it down if you're Saskatchewan.
Certainly, if you miss on the 2-for-1, he didn't miss by much. It's just
5 to shoot, and it's Reese Dutch. lets it go from Langham, and Saskatchewan's up 2-1.
I wanted to finish my thought, Cody, but I saw Dutch open for a minute. My brain said, no, stop talking. Let Cody do his thing. And Rhys Dutch doing his thing against his former squad mates there from distance. Dutch gets it on what was a real broken play for that Rush offense. You're right. Marty Dinsdale goes for the 2-for-1 and just barely misses the right foot of Dylan Ward. Dutch, just with time expiring, everybody in the world knows a shot is coming. The athleticism to put it betwixt about 3 different defenders, the triple screen. I don't think Dylan Ward ever saw it till it was behind him.
He used Robert Hope perfectly as a screen on that one, and that's a wily veteran move for Rhys Dutch. Edwards face-off win, and Colorado goes back the other way. Opportunity goes wide. Ward's got to get back in his net as Rushka sends one up for Rubic. Matt Beers now, time's expiring. Shot goes wide. And quarter number 1 will come to a close here on Co-op Field. Saskatchewan up 2-1. Rhys Dutch with the latest. You get a look at Kyle Rubic chasing down loose ball for 10th all time. He's got 3 in that opening quarter. 45 to go here on Co-op Field. Saskatchewan is up 2-1.
Remember to follow the NLL on all of our social media channels for highlights and behind-the-scenes content. And we're now on TikTok. Follow us at NLL_officials. Everybody's on their phones here, always getting a couple photos, checking the socials, probably checking a couple of highlights there from that opening quarter, Cody. Not a bunch of them on the scoring side, but a couple real pretty goals. I'd say Zed Williams wins the award for prettiest goal of the first quarter, though.
Well, shots after 15 minutes of play here on Co-op Field, 10-8 in favor of the Colorado Mammoths. Saskatchewan leads 2-1 thanks to goals from Clark, Walter, and Rhys Dutch. No power plays yet in the contest. Messenger Edwards back on face-off duty, and Messenger gets called on the violation.
Messenger looking to go out and redeem himself after the Rush were held to just 1 face-off win against Halifax, and the dominance was Jake Withers.
Everyone knows that Wiz is the best in the league. Another outside look, and Rushka has his 10th save in his first NLL start. Ryan Barnable thought about running for a second. Now he waits for Keenan and company to come off the bench. Inside flip. Somehow Keenan caught that as a defender, as a backpack, and Colorado's headed to the sin bin for the first time this game.
You want to see what a holding call is, Cody Jansen? That's exactly what it was. But that's one of those penalties you know Tim Edwards is okay with taking, as Keenan was alone with space and had to get his hands on him.
Saskatchewan going to the
Colorado minor penalty, 2 minutes for holding.
Again, no Dan Littner, who would normally play that low righty side of the crease. Instead, you're going to see a righty strong look with Rhys Dutch up top.
Bit of a different look here from the Rush tonight. I've liked what Littner has done, especially in the power play, but putting Rhys Dutch up top, never a bad idea.
Dutch with it right now. Keenan and Matthews are on his right. Matthews, Dutch winds, and it's over the goal.
Yeah, just a little bit of mustard on that, as Dylan Ward could have potentially been beat, as he put everything he had behind that shot, but goes off the backboards, and now Colorado goes to work, trying to kill the full 30. We've got a penalty coming up.
Penalty coming against Saskatchewan as Williams will hand it off for Kinnear. 5-on-5 on the floor. McLaughlin's in tight. Andrushka dancing, but he tucks it high and wide on the ground, and Messenger will touch up.
Getting called for the illegal substitution there on that last play coming off of the floor. Not what you want when you're on the power play. You never want to be taking
Saskatchewan minor penalty, 2 minutes, legal substitution.
A legal substitution is the call. So we'll play 4-on-4 for the next minute 18, and then Colorado's power play will get their first chance of the game.
Watch for Jarrett Smith. He's the in-home. He's going to come flying out of that penalty box. He's a fast man, so Colorado's got to be aware here in a $1:13.
4-on-4, lots of space out there. Connor Robinson, he'll run it over. Gibson now. He had an assist on that opening goal by Zed Williams, looking for his second. Stopped by Rushka.
Another good save by Lane Rushka, as he had him moving a little bit, pops up the left arm and gets just enough of it and controls the rebound. Great save by the young man in his first career start.
Matthews now peels some paint off the inside of that far pipe, and it bounces out into row number 4.
Had Ward beat between the legs, but couldn't beat the red thing behind him.
Robert Church on the roll over to Matthews. He's got the rock swim move inside. Walter's got to pick it up out of the corner. 15 to shoot. Matthews up to Church. He's got a 2-man game with Dinsdale. Marty Dinsdale on the fly, stopped by Ward. He dropped it in front of him there, right at the top of the arc, and he sends an outlet for John Lynch.
Robert Church was right there. If Dylan Ward doesn't scoop that back up, Robert Church is playing Bobby on the spot.
Connor Robinson, 32 goals on the season. Down for Zed Williams, little crease dive. They'll say he stepped in, but Rushka still makes the save.
The Saskatchewan Rush defense definitely look like they're trying to make this one easy for the rookie goalie. They're playing a little bit more to get into the lanes, Cody, than they have previously, rather than trying to push the pace, which is, again, I think you're seeing the lower shot totals for both teams because of this. They're really focused on D, not so much transition. That's what you should be doing when you got a rookie in your net, Dylan Ward 200 feet away.
Pass in front, and Saskatchewan, as the shot clock expires, won't get anything off shorthanded. But now they got to kill off 14 seconds of this Mammoth power play.
14 seconds, and the Winnipeg Jets going to be sprung loose, and that's one thing that Colorado's going to have to keep an eye for because he'll be coming on in a hurry.
Saskatchewan's penalty kill, 55% on the season. Mammoth power plays at 50%. Back to even strength. Smith out of jail. Gibson up top. Robinson, pass got picked off cleanly by Rubish. He's looking for an outlet. Smith has fresh legs. Matthews got off the bench a little bit later than he probably wanted, so the transition opportunity dies.
You know, after taking an illegal substitution penalty for the too many men, they're going to be a little more cautious with that, at least for a couple minutes, Cody.
Clark Walter above the restraining line. Robert Church inside, right off that exact same post. Rebound, scores! Ryan Keenan on the rebound, makes it a 2-goal game.
I was just going to say that poor post has taken more hits than just about anybody in this game so far, but that one a lucky one as that bounces right towards Ryan Keenan. He had Ward down and out, and all he had to do was put it behind him. Ward made a valiant attempt to Dominik Hasek throw everything at it, and he just couldn't quite get it there, as that's a tough one. You never know where that ball's going off the post. Ends up right in the stick of Ryan Keenan, and he's not going to miss from there with a wide open net, Cody.
62 points on the season. He's one away from his second best season ever, is Ryan Keenan. Offensively, that is.
He's had a quietly good season, Cody. He's a guy that you only tend to notice him when the goals are starting to drain, but he's sneaky good, especially heading into, he's a free agent this year, correct? That's a great question. That list is a closely guarded secret.
As Brad Challoner says, guarded like Fort Knox. Pass inside. McLaughlin's got to run back on it. Bobby Kidd III will step into him. Messenger's there to support. And Saskatchewan will run it up the floor. One more note on Keenan. Again, he's battling through an injury this season that 95%, probably more, would sit out if that was what they're playing through. And that shows how bad he wanted to will Saskatchewan into the playoffs this year. Reese Dutchin doubling up. Saskatchewan's got another.
This is what Saskatchewan needed. Off to a hot start, which they have had so many struggles with this year, Cody, as Reese Dutch, after sitting against Halifax last week, has come out and said, hey, I'm going to contribute. I'm going to do big things. Dutch, a great shot. Again, the veteran presence to use Red Deer's Josh Sullivan as a screen and go high to low on Dylan Ward. Another shot that Ward doesn't see, and let's face it, it's almost impossible to beat Dylan Ward clean. You're going to have to use the screens. The Rush so far doing that exactly.
2 goals from Dutch and a pair of points from Keenan and Walter. Saskatchewan up 4-1 with 10:20 left to go in quarter number 2. Ty Thompson above the logo. Colorado playing to stay in third spot in the West. Gibson above the restraining line. Robson on the run. Thompson outside look goes wide. Garland runs up on it.
Yeah, if you're watching the standing page right now, Colorado occupying that third spot, which means they would go on the road and play the 2 seed. If they lose tonight, though, Panther City jumps back into third.
Marty Dinsdale, how much more does he have left in the tank? Dinsdale pops up top, trying to go 5-hole on Ward, who's out and challenging, takes away the angle before sending an outlet pass to John Lintz. Johnny Lintz, head coach of the Junior A Miners, hosting the Minto Cup this year in Edmonton, scored against San Diego last weekend. I talked to him before, and he said, hey, maybe I'm not in the scouting report, as they're inside. Connor Robinson catching fire. There's no goalie in the league stopping that.
Oh, absolutely not. Connor Robinson alone in front. The athleticism it takes to go from all the way up high to springing through the air and going back down low. Just watch this play. Catches it, goes down low, all in one fluid motion after setting the hard pick. That's what you want to do. You want to get to the dirty areas. He basically shoved Boudreau off of himself, got himself open, and Connor Robinson, former member of the Rush, has 33 on the season.
One of the game's best finishers finds the back of the net, and Colorado now trails by 2. Here goes Matt Beers back the other way. Up top, and he scores! Top shelf where Grava keeps the good stuff, and Matt Beers restores a 3-goal lead.
Matt Beers has 3 goals this season, Cody. 2 coming with his family in the stands. Start flying them out next year. Matt Beers showing off some offensive skill there, picking the corner on Dylan Ward. I don't think Ward knew that shot was coming, as next thing you know, he just comes on in. You're not expecting Matt Beers to shoot. Instead, he goes, as they would say on some TV programs, Bardowski, and it goes in on Dylan Ward, who seemed to be caught by surprise, and Messengers heading to the sin bin, Cody.
Saskatchewan minor penalty, 2 minutes for roughing. As the penalty happened prior to the whistle, we have a penalty and a good goal.
I think he meant after the whistle, because if it would have happened prior, then as soon as Matt Beers would have got it, and you know, I flub my words all the time on these broadcasts. Our officials got to worry about officiating the game.
Well, I'll let you break that one down. I think they thought they might get a TV timeout, but that probably doesn't happen after a goal here. I don't know. There's a little bit of confusion on the floor right now.
Marcus Fisher is waving his arms around there.
Ward's by the bench too. Ref is saying, hey, let's get back to the dot. I don't know if Colorado is stalling right now to catch their breath and regroup, but Saskatchewan going punch for punch with last year's champions.
And Dylan Ward is hot about something. He managed to catch all 3 officials by his bench. He's got his helmet up on his head, and he's absolutely giving our entire floor crew an earful. He's continuing to do so as he walks down the floor. I don't know if he wanted the break after the goal or what's going on. I mean, this obviously is a huge advantage for Saskatchewan. You score, and you essentially get a free timeout to reset before you go shorthanded for 2 minutes here. So
but when does it become delay of game? They're going to the power play here, and now you just gave your team an extra minute to rest up. As Holden Garland on the draw scoops that one back with his hand. You definitely can't do that. And now we get to a TV timeout, so the Mammoths get a little bit of extra rest here on Co-op Field. Saskatchewan gets their latest from Matt Beers. His 3rd of the season puts the Rush up by 3. Mammoth are on the power play when we come back.
Welcome back. The Rush lead Colorado 5-2 in the second quarter, and it was a bit of a scary scene last week as Evan Downey from Colorado was injured during their game against the Seals, and he was carried out on a stretcher not before he was able to give a thumbs up to fans, letting them know he was doing okay. Colorado did tweet later on that night that he was doing just fine, walking around and in good spirits, and we see him out here again tonight, taking on the Rush.
Downey back on the floor. It is good to see that he was in good spirits after the game. Mammoth power play goes to work right now. 50% on the season. Gibson Gets his own pass right back. McLaughlin way outside, and he scores. Pulls it short side on the power play. And Eli McLaughlin has his first of the game.
Well, lots of time for the Mammoth to rest up their players, draw something up, and that's exactly what they did off the set play on the power play. McLaughlin going top shelf on Rushka. Real good ball movement as they just get through the attempted double team there up top by Dilks and Rubish. And McLaughlin saw his opportunity to shoot between their two sticks, picks his corner over the left shoulder of Lane Rushka, and Colorado strikes on the power play.
It's that outside look right there from McLaughlin, up to 37 on the season right now to lead the Mammoth, and that one comes on the power play. 50% on the season, 50% in the game. Edwards, another face-off win. One of the best in the West. It's coming into this game at 60% on the draws. Connor Robinson up top, down by 2. Mammoth have the ball. Far corner, Kinnear on the run. As Zed Williams sealed back into Connor McClelland, or Boudreau, pardon me. Shot got blocked. Messenger flip pass. Can Boudreau run up on it? He's tripped up by Kinnear. Easy call for the ref, who was watching him about 15 feet away, and the Rusher going to the power play.
Easy call there on the trip. The feet got tangled up. Not anything malicious, not anything dirty, but when the feet get tangled up and a guy goes down, you know you're going to get the calls. You just see both guys looking for the ball in space. The feet get tangled, the man goes down, taking away the opportunity.
2 minutes, tripping.
So we got the 2 minutes for tripping call from another local guy. Marcus Fisher making that call on your TV or computer screens or phone screens or fridges or whatever they have these days.
Saskatchewan back to the power play. The last one was cut short to about 40 seconds. And it'll be lefty strong. Look, Matthews is up top. Keenan and Walter are on his right. Church and Dinsdale on the left. Dinsdale out of the corner. Robert Church down Idlewild. Just misses as he tries to pull it cross body.
Colorado strikes with a set play on their power play. Saskatchewan close to doing the same.
Matthews got stopped, and it's the Captain Hope with the loose ball and the outlet for John Lintz. Scored against San Diego. Won't go for a shorty here against Saskatchewan, his former team.
You know he wants to against his former mate, especially going one-on-one with Kyle Rubish, guy he won a championship with a few years back.
McLaughlin, he'll straddle the restraining line. McIntyre. McLaughlin. Outside Thompson trying to drive. Messenger and Dilks will pinch him off as the shot clock expires.
That's what you want to do if you're Colorado on the penalty kill. Burn a full 30. If you're not going to get a chance to go towards the net, that is option B. Burn some time and cut it down for the Saskatchewan Rush on the power play.
Robert Church up top. 12 goals on the power play this season. Keenan. Dutch back to Matthews. Reese Dutch put him on hat-trick watch. Church inside. Quick stick got stopped by Ward.
Dylan Ward read that perfectly. A lot of goalies don't see that coming, but Ward was there to make the big save on Robert Church.
What a feat right there by John Lintz. Tom Brady-esque. Put it right in the stick of Gibson. Has some help. They're still shorthanded for the next 22 seconds. Gibson and Zed Williams. Garland gets some help from Messenger. Inside flip. McLaughlin's got room, and it's off the post.
McLaughlin had the mismatch as Reese Dutch was caught on the floor and nearly took advantage, except the post keeping it out. He knew he had a forward back there. He tried to take advantage and nearly does.
Dutch now, and we're back to even strength. Saskatchewan 0 for 2 on the power play. Ryan Keenan has a goal in this contest. Matthews will keep it hot. Robert Church takes a cross-check up high. Still has the ball, though, wrong side. Trying to go 5-for-1 Ward. He was able to close the wickets and set it out for Robinson.
I don't know if Ward saw that to the last second. Just a good positional save by the goal.
Connor Robinson, long shot. Rushka gave up a rebound, but the help of Kyle Rubish will scoop up another loose ball.
Not a bad guy to have back there. His 5th loose ball recovery so far in this one, Cody.
Reese Dutch for Madronic. 15 on the shot clock, 5:30 left to go in the opening half. Mark Matthews now. Bouncer. I won't say it was deflected. I think the defender got a piece of Matthews' stick and not the ball.
I agree with you, Cody. Great eyesight for you. I couldn't see that, and I've got the glasses on.
Ty Thompson across the floor, inside feed. Gibson, quick stick, stopped by Rushka.
Most impressive save for the rookie, playing in front of tons of friends and family tonight. Quick feet on that one to get over and stop that.
Barnable down for Matthews. Some would say if Barnable played a full season, he would be in the running for Rookie of the Year with his numbers that have been outrageous in certain games. Robert Church down for Matthews, over to Dinsdale, trying to go far side. Ends up wide, one to shoot. Ryan Keenan, one arm on his stick. The forearm strength of an elephant somehow got it on goal. Colorado down by 2. McIntosh for Williams.
Love seeing Ryan Keenan looking the healthiest he has in a few weeks, Cody.
Williams. 15 on the shot clock. Looking for someone to pass it to. Getting here on the run. Trying to go inside on Rushka. Goes wide, and Ryan Dilks jumps up and catches it. Connor McClelland will slow it down. Just over 4 to go here in quarter number 2. Reese Dutch put him on hat-trick watch. Inside feed, Madronic's all alone, and he's robbed by Ward.
Dylan Ward's best save of the night as Madronic went in unmarked, found a little bit of space, caught it, shot it quick.
Ward up to 14 saves now in the opening half. Thompson trying to run around Messenger, has to spin back, caught a turf monster, and then he gets pushed down by Messenger. Bobby Kidd III picked it off. Connor Robinson's gonna get caught back on defense.
That's what you want if you're the Rush. Get a forward back there, try to expose him.
Robert Church wants to shoot it, now he will, and he whips it off the knee of Clark Walter.
Connor Robinson now bringing it back down. You know he wants to get off. He needs to give his legs a rest after being caught on a defensive shift there.
Long shift for the High Point product. McIntyre, Williams. Thought about driving on Dilks. Good positioning by the captain, playing his offside. What a feed! McLaughlin's in front, and he's got his second of the game.
That is one of the best feeds you're going to see all year. I didn't even notice the man was open, and I've got a great view from way up here at the SaskTel Center. Instead, Zed Williams sees his man come open, McLaughlin, just for a second. He sneaks in behind everybody. Just a ridiculous feed. The vision to see that, and then a behind-the-back pass, stick to stick. Unbelievable. There's no goalie in the league stopping that. What a play by McLaughlin and Williams.
I don't think world class is even good enough to describe it.
Can we call it bananas? Otherworldly? Other universally? It was really good.
Banana Lands by Zed Williams. What a feed in Colorado. Down by 1 here on Co-op Field. A face-off violation gets called on Edwards, so Saskatchewan will get possession when we come back. Saskatchewan up by 1, and we're going down the stretch here in quarter number 2. Eli McLaughlin has the latest on Co-op Field. Alterna Savings Credit Union is proud to partner with the NLL. Visit Alterna.ca to discover the credit union difference. And don't forget, coming up, the Guaranteed Rate halftime report. As we recap the first 30 minutes of play here in SaskTel Center, we'll catch up on Coast to Coast. Jonathan Donville, take a look at some out-of-town scores and more at the half. Clark Walter will get the ball on the logo here. 2:58 left to go in quarter number 2. Rush up by 1.
The Colorado on a 2-goal run, looking to tie it up here on their next possession, Cody.
Ryan Keenan for Matthews, a little outside on the back pedal. Keenan back up top, looking for his second of the game. Over to Matthews, inside feed, and Dinsdale's pushed off the ball.
Warren Jeffrey, the Toronto native, great defensive play there, identifying that Dinsdale was the target on that set play, knocked him off before he had a chance to shoot.
Outlet intended for Gibson, goes over his head, and so Jared Smith, the Rocky Mountain Lacrosse League alumni, will buzz it up the floor.
One of 6 playing in this game. Of course, that's right in Saskatoon.
Austin Madronic, glove save made by Ward.
Junior A lacrosse about to take over the lacrosse scene here in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan for the SWAT who play the Blizzard. Of course, Lane Rushka, former member of the Saskatchewan SWAT, in betwixt the pipes for the Rush tonight.
Connor Robinson slows it down. Under 20 seconds left to go here in the opening half. The Mammoth playing for third in the West. Gibson defended by Barnable. He'll drive on him. 5 to shoot. Robinson, time and space, and he whips it wide. And here goes Mike Messenger. Messenger, breakaway, all alone. Feed for Matthews, and he scores! No, they'll wave it off. They'll say Matthews stepped in the crease, and the challenge flag got thrown, and that almost ends up in the penalty box.
I have never seen a challenge flag come out so fast and get yarded so far, Cody Jansen. In one swift motion, Jimmy Quinlan tossed that clear across the floor. He wanted to make sure that he thought that challenge was coming. It's rare that Quinlan generally is a pretty analytical guy with his challenges. That one, he knew that was out of his suit in mere seconds.
That's what is challenging the call on the field of a good goal.
Obviously, they're challenging that it's a good goal. We know that. But if you're taking a look, did they call it a good goal already? We're waiting to see. They're making the announcement here like it is a good goal, but we are seeing our officials go to the headset. The reason they waved it off was not Matthews. Matthews was clean. He was clear when he let that lightning fast quick stick go to score. But what it is, what they're going to want to take a look at here is Mike Messenger with the great pass. Was he possibly in the crease on his way by? Matthews was clear. I think that's why we saw that challenge flag come out so quickly. Messenger, great play. He so often, more often than not, shoots there. Matthews was clear. Watch the feet, though, of Messenger. He's clear. That's a good goal. That's about as definitive as they come. And absolutely, Jimmy Quinlan was right in his world record challenge flag. Bro, that's got to be a record someplace. I watch a lot of lacrosse, a lot of football. I've never seen a challenge flag come up that quick or go that far across the floor. This is going to be a good goal here in Saskatchewan. I'd be shocked if it wasn't Cody Jansen. I will eat my game notes if this isn't a good goal.
Yeah, no one wants to see you eat your game notes, as long as it's not on air. Though,
After review, the non-shooter stays out of the crease prior to the ball going in. We have a good goal.
So they were looking at the non-shooter there. Matthews with the goal. Messenger's got his second apple of the game, and probably one of his prettier assists of his career right there, little backhand dish.
Well, so often Messenger takes that shot, and I'm just glad that I was actually right and don't have to eat my game notes. I do need those to, you know, supplement you, give you a break from the talking thing. But again, great athletic play by Mike Messenger. 9 times out of 10, he's shooting there, and that's what Dylan Ward was banking on. Instead, great dish to Matthews, flying off the bench, and one of the quickest quick sticks you will ever see. See that 10 times fast, Cody Jansen, and it is a 6-4 lead for Saskatchewan.
The Rush now have 5 players sitting on multi-point games in this contest, up by 2 with 90 seconds left. Gears' pass got picked off. Colorado going back the other way. I don't think Jokum wanted to shoot that one, as they'll let the offensive experts hop out on the floor. Zed Williams holds on to it. Garland will defend. Thompson. 3 lefties on this offensive set. 10 to shoot. McIntyre to the middle. It's Alberta on Alberta with Dilks defending. Zed Williams on the run. Puts one in the logo of Rushka. Rebounds on the ground as Kyle Rubish continues to chip away there. Lintz will defend. A couple of veterans. Champions back in Rush Green. Church. Keenan. Shot goes wide. Dinsdale down to Matthews. 10 on the shot clock. Feed for Keenan. Got the quick stick off. It's the wrong side one-timer, and a good save made by Ward. And he gets blown up. A huge hit by Robert Church. And they're going to give him a penalty as Ward clearly trying to step in front of him. This might be the NBA moving pick roll here. Are we calling a charge or a block? Well, Rush Nation will let you know what they think.
Saskatchewan minor penalty, 2 minutes illegal body check.
We'll wait for a replay here on screen as Jimmy Quinlan not happy about it.
I don't think he should be. Ward comes out to engage Church. Church is not the one engaging Ward. Ward is trying to set the pick. Church is simply pursuing
Saskatchewan
Robert
penalty number
Hope
17,
and
2
the
minutes of
ball.
sportsmanlike conduct.
And now he takes an unsportsmanlike conduct. Again, he got to look at the replay up top, and he's saying, hey, Ward's moving when I ran into him. He put himself in front of me. But end of the day, discipline still factors in. Now it's a double minor for Colorado, down by 2.
Well, he was unhappy with that call. They let him get away with slamming his stick, running his mouth the entire way up the floor. There's a line. I used to officiate. There's a line. You usually give a guy a couple minutes. He's going to be hot. He's not going to like your call, especially one like that in his opinion. But you got to know when to cool down, and this is something that's bit the rush before. And heading to break, the last thing you want to do is give Colorado a chance to cut this within 1. They're going to go 6-on-4 here in a moment here, Cody.
No, they'll still stay 5-on-4, but they want to reset the shot clock, I do believe, as they didn't do that. I think they're going to bring it back to 25 seconds or so. They won't go 6-on-4 because with the power play, your 6th guy would be up top anyways.
No, that's a great point. I thought maybe you'd pull them out just because a couple times they've gone even 6-on-5, Cody. They just seem to have confused
The game clock's going to be reset. Colorado will get a full 30.
And they're giving Colorado the full, as they should, that you're coming out of a penalty. I mean, you got 2 penalties on there, so I thought maybe you'd even just throw that extra man out just as a distraction, as they've seemed to be doing that a couple of times whenever they pulled Dylan Ward. It just seems to create a bit of a situation here where the Rush defense get in confused mode.
Thompson has McLaughlin there. They'll set up the power play with 15 to shoot. Gibson towards the net. Stopped by Ryshka. Rebound grab by Garland. And now he's going to have to run for his life here as the Rush try to kill off the rest of the opening half. Rubish is up. 4 to do something if you want. Matthews cutting towards the net as Rubish feathers one on goal. Save made by Ward, and that's how we are going to finish the opening half of play here in SaskTel Center. 6-4, Saskatchewan leads. Mark Matthews puts Saskatchewan up by 2 with a penalty kill. Gonna have to be sharp. Off to the Guarantee Rate halftime report from Saskatoon. Welcome to the Guarantee Rate halftime report here in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. It's Cody Jansen, John Fraser, Sabine Ahmad with you. The Rush in a back and forth battle here with Colorado. Although they aren't playing for a playoff spot right now, this has been one of their better efforts so far of recent, John.
Certainly, Cody. We've been talking about their slow starts in almost every single home game. Came out strong in this one. Great game defensively, playing good in front of a goalie making his very first career start. I mean, we got to talk about that. I mean, it's been a great first half so far. Clark Walter got the fans on their feet early. He opens the scoring. After him, well, a little bit more from the guys in green after Colorado responds. Getting to see just a great play there. Zed Williams, he was having himself a game. And then the Rush come back down the floor. Reese Dutch sat it out last week against his former team. He strikes. He's also on hat trick watch. Robert Church off the post, and it goes right to the stick of Ryan Keenan. He's not going to miss from there. Dutch again against his former team, going down low on the bouncer against Dylan Ward. Veteran maneuver using the screen. Watching Connor Robinson here, creates his own pick, creates his own space, and finishes. That's exactly what you want from a big player like that. Mike Messenger, one-handed dish going across the floor to Matt Beers. Not something you see a lot, but Beers again in front of his family. 2 of his goals this year coming in front when his family's here on the power play. Eli McLaughlin, high skill play over the shoulder. Then Zed Williams, like, this is just otherworldly. This assist here in front of McLaughlin. That is so good, Cody. Love watching that. I can watch that on repeat all day long. This time here we go to Mike Messenger. Mike Messenger, speaking of great assists, maybe one of the best of his career. The mailman Mark Matthews and Lane Rushka. First career start. The man from Warman, Saskatchewan, right up the road with a handful of big saves. Great opening half of his first NLL start.
Rushka, fantastic, as Saskatchewan's up 6-4 after 30 minutes of play. Shots on goal, 23-20 in favor of the Rush. No power play goals for Saskatchewan, one for Colorado. We're throwing off to a break here. We come back coast to coast on the Guaranteed Rate Halftime Report in Saskatoon.
The Panther City Lacrosse Club qualified for the playoffs for the first time in franchise history. This week, the Coast to Coast team met up with rookie phenom Jonathan Donville to discuss the excitement in Fort Worth. Take a look.
Obviously, vibes are high in your locker room after that win last weekend to get you in the playoffs. But what's the belief like in your group right now?
Yeah, I think it's high. You know, I think everyone, like you said, the vibes were good last week, and everyone was fired up to to punch the ticket. And I think there's some relief with that. But certainly, the message was pretty clear from everybody that our goal at the start of the year wasn't just to make playoffs. It was, like every other team in this league, to win the championship. And it's only one step, and we've got a long way to go.
Obviously, everyone's been thoroughly impressed with your writing and the blog that you've got going. How much have you enjoyed that, and just kind of telling some of the inside stories and behind-the-scenes stuff that goes on in the day-to-day life of a pro lacrosse player? Yeah,
it's been cool. I think having a deadline and having to kind of force myself to get some thoughts down on paper has been a fun experience, and try to think about what's going on. Definitely, it's, like I said, it's just been great, and I've gotten pretty good feedback from it from various folks, so that's been kind of cool too. It's been fun, and it's just been a cool season to kind of recap. And I think as cool as it's been to write them this year, it'll be even cooler to look back on it in a few years.
Next Saturday, the TSN Game of the Week heads to Vancouver as Keegan Ball and the Warriors host Jeff Teat and the Riptide. Don't miss any of the action on TSN. Love seeing the Game of the Week on the network. It's an instant go-to when I'm flipping through channels, that's for sure. Around the NLL, so far in Week 21, Calgary on Friday beating Panther City 13-12. Rochester, it's a final 12-10 over Georgia. Halifax beating up those New York Riptide 15-6. Buffalo squeaking by Toronto 11-10. Right now, Las Vegas, San Diego all tied up at 2. That one in the second quarter. A little bit later on tomorrow, Philadelphia takes on Albany. It's a 3 o'clock East start. 1 o'clock if you're watching in Saskatchewan. You can catch that on TSN Plus, ESPN Plus. Meanwhile, here at the SaskTel Center, it is 6-4 for the home squad as the Saskatchewan Rush battle the Colorado Mammoth. Thanks a bunch for joining us. I'm John Fraser along with Cody Jansen, our play-by-play guru, and betwixt the benches, Sabina Mott.
What do you think of Lane Rushka so far? First NLL start for the Saskatchewan product, made 16 saves in the first 2 quarters.
I absolutely love it so far. He's looked like an NLL goalie, and that's what you're looking for. It reminds me, and again, I'm getting nostalgic here, dating myself a little bit. When I called his first game when he was a 16-year-old playing Junior A for the Saskatchewan SWAT, he stepped in, that same kind of confidence, that quiet calm. He doesn't let the moment overcome him. And how hard could that be? Out of all the players coming out tonight, he got by far the loudest ovation out of anyone on this squad. Love seeing it. Love seeing the young man that I followed along through most of his career coming on out and just, hanging out with a casual 15 saves in his first NLL start. It's not a bad first half, is it, Cody Jansen?
Not at all. Messenger Evans, 2-way, third quarter underway on Co-op Field at SaskTel Center. Edwards, has his 9th win of the game.
Of course, just like Cody, Warman, Saskatchewan, the hometown of Lane Rushka, just about 20 minutes north of Saskatoon.
Eli McLaughlin up top on this power play. Early shot, got blocked. Garland's one arm scoops it back, and so Gibson's got to go for a run.
Long power play for just joining us. Robert Church took a penalty he really didn't like, took an extra 2 for the chirpy chirp on his way back to the sin bin. So they're going to have a full 3 minutes of power play time to start this. Down to Cody. That's basically a dream scenario here for Colorado. Looking to come back and lock down that 3rd place in the West.
Mammoth 1 for 3 on the power play so far. Eli McLaughlin has that man advantage marker. Here's Clark Walter open the scoring in this contest. Over to Marty Dinsdale. Inside feed for Austin Madronic, and Jokum wins the battle of the 33s. And now Madronic's taken to the ground. Never had the ball, but they won't say it's a loose ball push. Gibson, he'll walk it over the logo and get some help from Zed Williams. Power play gets reset, 2:24 left to go. Colorado going left right in our broadcast booth, wearing their road white black shoulders, maroon trim. Connor Robinson, low feed for Williams. He walks it up, 7 to shoot. Robinson inside, dunk attempts, scores. What a feed and what a finish. Eli McLaughlin has a hat trick.
That's a pretty good night for him so far, and perfect timing as well, as that comes with 9 seconds left on the original minor to Robert Church, meaning Colorado going right back to the power play. But how about that dunk by Eli McLaughlin? Just sneaks behind an unmarked spot in the Rush defense, sets up behind the white back line of the crease, and goes for a little dive. That's going to hold up to be a good goal. We're not going to see another meme-worthy Jimmy Quinlan chuck of the challenge flag on that one. That one being a good goal.
I really hope they got a good video of that, because that's some arm strength. But Mammoth still on the power play. Now 2 for 4 in the game. McLaughlin has both of them on the man advantage here at SaskTel Center. Connor Robinson locks it up top. Ball ends up on the ground, and the BC product has to scoop it up yet again. Zed Williams out of the corner. Barnable, Bobby Kidd III on the penalty kill in the back, as Rush's got to make another save on McLaughlin, who's looking for goal number 40 on the season. Barnable up for Keenan.
He's got the season and 4 on tonight, Cody. He's been the offensive weapon that's been leading the charge for Colorado.
Clark Walter defended by Sullivan. Ryan Keenan now. Wrong side for the lefty as a couple of defenders. He feeds Dinsdale on the run, tests out the chest of Dylan Ward.
That little bit of expiring time on the shot clock from distance. Hard to beat Dylan Ward there, but mission accomplished, killing off a full 30 for the Saskatchewan Rush.
Gibson has McLaughlin up top, still on the power play for the next 48 seconds. Shot got deflected as Garland and Dilks got their stick in the way, and now they'll get the reset here. So you've essentially got 2 more looks on this power play, potentially. Robinson's there. They'll play the box and 1 on this power play as McLaughlin is in the middle, looking to cause havoc. Look for him to pick and pop maybe and get a pass on the inside. Thompson's there. McLaughlin opens up some room. Zed Williams back over to Robinson. Outside look. It's in the feet of Rushka. And they get the rebound too. 20 seconds still in the power play. Another look. Back to Robinson. This bouncer goes wide. And you wonder at what point does Rushka start getting in their head?
He's been great. If you were one of these veteran, dangerous Colorado shooters, you're probably thinking, all right, she's going to be a high-scoring one tonight. Rookie goalie. We've been in the league a long time, but he's making tons of great saves. And you're right, I think he's betwixt their ears.
McLaughlin stopped by Rushka again. And a holding call is coming. Holden Garland, well, the motion says it all.
Holding the stick, and as soon as they killed off the last moments of that power play, going back to the power play will be the Colorado Mammoth.
Saskatchewan minor penalty, 2 minutes, holding the stick.
We'll let Rush Nation take their opinion on that one. But of course, Ryan Dilks going to the bin of sin. Dilks so far this year, for a guy that plays so much, especially for this team while shorthanded in the high danger situations, just his 2nd minor penalty of the year. So back to the power play go the Mammoth.
Robinson, feed down for McIntyre over his head. Perfect bounce, ends up in the stick of Williams. Gibson now low to low, stopped by Rushka, and Matt Pierce standing on the Tim Hortons logo with the outlet feed. Holden Garland wants a break. It's in his feet, and he'll boot it to Ward.
And if they credit Pierce with a loose ball recovery there, that'd be number 1,000 in his career. That's pretty good, Cody.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's above average.
I think so. And here goes Bierce. Goal scorer earlier, stripped of the ball by Williams, and McIntyre will slow it down.
They didn't give it to him for the record, just check the game stat sheet. So one more Lucy for Bierce, and maybe he'll celebrate with some of his last name after this one.
Robinson hands it down. Mammoth still on the power play here. McLaughlin. Feet up top. Gibson's on the roll. Room to shoot. Pass intended for McLaughlin. It's over his head. Rubish punched that one right towards McIntyre, and he wasn't ready for it.
Well, speaking of milestones, Rubish now just one loose ball recovery, Cody, away from 10th on the all-time NLL list.
10 to play here in quarter number 3. Rush shorthanded for the next 31 seconds. Keenan with the ball, sends it to Madronic. Austin Madronic, the Harvard product. It's over to Ryan Keenan. Spin move. Pushed out by Gillis. Odd angle. It's behind the net, and he tried to scoop it there. If he would have got that clean, might have had a chance for the dunk. Instead, couldn't pick it up cleanly, and we head off to our next TV timeout. 9:45 left to go in quarter number 3. Mammoth trail by 1, and they're on the power play here in SaskTel Center.
Get game day ready and shop your favorite team's jerseys and merchandise. Head to nllstore.ca to get all your National Lacrosse League and team gear today.
Thanks. Thank you, Sabine. The Rush up 6-5, but they've gone back to back to back in the minor penalty department, and the Colorado Mammoth have been charging as well. Speaking of the stats, looking good in his jersey is Matt Bierce, scooping up loose ball number 1,000 a couple minutes ago. I didn't give our stats crew credit. I didn't think they were going to give it to him, but they corrected that. Matt Bierce, Lucy number 1,000. Congrats to Matt Bierce.
Mammoth 2 for 5 on the power play as Gibson got stopped by Rushka. They get it back, and we're down to even strength again. 5-on-5 on the floor. McLaughlin sitting on 39 goals this season. Quick stick attempt, and Rushka read him like a book.
Absolutely, I love Russia getting out, getting big, cutting down the angle even in tight there, Cody.
Messenger drives on Edwards, has his helmet pulled off here as he swings one back up for Clark Walter.
And that right there, Cody, is going to end the streak of back-to-back-to-back minor penalties for the Saskatchewan Rush. As for removing a very large helmet off the head of Mike Messenger, Colorado's going to go to the bin of sin.
Colorado penalty number 3, 2 minutes holding.
Josh Sullivan, the Red Deer product, one of the former Rocky Mountain Lacrosse League players that's taken part. He might have some friends and family that made the trip from, pardon me, that's Tim Edwards, the Janesville product.
That's a longer trip.
Just a little bit. That's a bit of a roadie to Saskatoon. I'm just excited to see more Alberta guys in here. I want to give them more credit for doing all sorts of stuff, even the bad stuff.
Church up top on the power play. Rusher 0 for 2 with the man advantage. Righty strong look. Matthews and Keenan are the lefties. Matthews, Church inside, has Ward dancing, and he stopped. Puts it off of that right shoulder. Ball on the ground. Reese Dutch recovers.
Calms it down, lets everybody get set up as they got the reset, but that was a great save, Dylan Ward. Maybe his best of the night so far, Cody.
Keenan and Matthews, little two-man game. Matthews, Church now on the back pedal. Down low feed, Keenan with a quick stick, and he scores! Ryan Keenan on the power play has his second of the game.
Ryan Keenan has his leg all wrapped up. He's been playing through something and continues to do so, but this is the healthiest he's looked so far in about a month and a half, Cody. He's got his second of the night. This time sneaks in the back door and gets the great angle there. That's a near impossible shot. You give me 100 attempts at that, I'm missing it 100 times at that angle with a goalie coming back towards it. Beats Ward, and taking advantage of the power play after getting themselves in some penalty trouble is the 20th of the year for Ryan Keenan on the power play.
Third power play goal of the season for 1-5, and for Robert Church, that's his 16th power play assist of the season. Zed Williams grabs the Lucy off the face-off. Edwards doing work on the draw again for Colorado, giving them a chance. to come back here, down by 2 in SaskTel Center on Fan Appreciation Night. Ty Thompson inside for Kinnear. Zed Williams now trying to go around McClellan. He's pushed out. Kinnear, awkward shot on goal. Rushka with the save, and it's easy enough. But now a call is coming as Ty Thompson got a slash in on Rushka when he was going for the rebound. Here goes Smith inside. Robert Church trying to go short side. Save made, and then Church goes and knocks, I believe that was Hope, into Ward, as those two will exchange pleasantries.
Well, if you're gonna get
Colorado
called,
penalty number 91, 2 minutes goaltender interference.
if you're gonna get called for contacting the goalie, you got to be a little creative about it. Got to like pinball it in there, like Robert Church did to Robert Hope. To the penalty, of course, you just can't slash a goalie in that spot. That's pretty cut and dry, especially our officiating crew. Nice and balanced with that. If you're going to protect Dylan Ward, you got to protect the young man in Rushka. They do that, rush back to the PP.
Ryan Keenan with it on hat-trick watch, I will add. Robert Church inside, scores! Robert Church goes 5-hole on Ward, and he's got a word for him after.
Of course he does. He's been fired up ever since getting called for running into Dylan Ward early in this one. First, as the kids would say, he yeets a Robert Hope at him. And then this time, finds himself some open space here on the power play. Mark Matthews creates the open space there with the pick as a bit of a different look on the Saskatchewan power play. And Robert Church slowly walks by Dylan Ward, and he definitely lets him know, yeah, that was 1-7. They got that one by you there.
Another power play goal for Saskatchewan, now 2 for 4 in the contest. The power play has struggled of late. They're 45% coming into the game after starting hot out the gate.
Oh, they started with video game numbers out the gate. They were 80-90% at one point there. But they've cooled down, but not so tonight. Having a great night on the power play. Now a 3-goal lead for Saskatchewan.
Kid the third for Barnaple. He thought about shooting on the run, but knew he was cutting across the trolley tracks in the middle, and wisely handed it off for Ryan Keenan. Matthews off the bench. He'll set a pick as Keenan, little swim move inside, gets taken to the ground. Ball is there as well. Couple extra shots as Evan Downey pushes him to the ground.
Mark Matthews with the assist there, Cody. Another milestone to watch tonight. One more, and he's got assist number 600 in his NLL career. They call him the mailman for a reason.
Saskatchewan won't push this one too fast in transition. Boudreau waits for Robert Church. Church has Dinsdale inside, and the pass got knocked down.
You mentioned earlier, what does Marty Dinsdale have left? He's had a great game tonight so far.
Ty Thompson stopped by Rushka, and he's wallpapered by Matt Beers.
That'll bring the crowd to their feet. Matt Beers, I mentioned it earlier, he plays an inspired game when his family's in town. We got to start getting to take the trip out from Vancouver every time.
Zed Williams throws it towards the boards as Ty Thompson has to recover a tough loose ball. Now he's stripped by Dilks, and you can give 24 a cause turnover.
One of many in his career, as he's been an absolute defensive machine for this club for many years. And he goes all the way back to playing for Boston. That's how long he's been around.
The old Blazer days. Matthews feet for Church. Robert Church now, wrong side of the road. Keenan behind the back, and that's about 7 feet wide, but it ends up with a stick of Matthews trying to go 5-hole on Ward, and he's got good stick positioning to make the save.
Great save, Dylan Ward. You can really tell Ryan Keenan's feeling healthy, as on top of a couple of goals tonight, he was in the dirty areas, not something we've seen a lot of him in the past 6 weeks.
Zed Williams comes in to help Gibson. McLaughlin right back to him. Spins around Smith. Push back. McLaughlin way outside, and it's punched out by Rushka.
Rushka with a great reaction save, getting his left hand out there at the last second. A little tougher too, as he's a left-handed goalie. You don't see a ton of those, although we got a matchup of 2 of them this evening. Extra rare lefty on lefty violence tonight, Cody.
2 goofy goalies between the pipes. Robert Church now around Jeffrey. Downey's on him. Madronic now bounces this one wide in Saskatchewan. It's going to run out of shot clock time. but I think they'll catch a break here as we head off to a TV timeout. Dilch doesn't have to defend the 2-on-1. Saskatchewan up 8-5 on the Colorado Mammoth. Robert Church with the latest.
Earlier, I talked about the youth movement in the Saskatchewan Rush team. Well, some of those younger players who've got a year to 3 years under their belt decided to relocate to Saskatoon for the season, and that included Bobby Kidd III and Jarrett Smith, who you see reading to some students at the schools here in Saskatoon. They've taken a lot of initiative and effort to be a part of this community, and you can see that that makes a difference when it comes to fan appreciation here tonight.
And I know they moved to the community and they've been loving it here. They get to feel like rock stars, Cody. Every time somebody I know sees them out and about in the mall doing all this great community work, it's like, hey, BK3 was out shoe shopping today, and I'm asking for an autograph. No. But still, it's great to see guys relocating to Saskatoon. Great city. I can't say enough good things about it. I'm a guy that's lived about 7 different places across the country.
Well, no bias. You walk around the downtown mall and you see about a dozen jerseys minimum every time you're there. The city's embraced them, and Rush Nation shows out no matter the situation this team is in. Colorado with the ball. It's Connor Robinson. Shot got deflected. Kyle Rubish has the loose ball. He's got Mike Messenger on a break. Too many men getting called on Colorado. Messenger towards the net. One arm on his stick. Save made by Ward.
Almost snuck that one through. Dylan Ward, another impossible angle shot. Almost found its way to the back of the net. Just needed a bit more of the correct spin on it, and I think that would have ended up behind Ward as we're having a quick conversation here with our officiating crew.
And it's going to be a penalty shot, I believe, is what they're calling.
Absolutely. They're calling the penalty shot here. After a quick conversation with our crew, we'll go down for an explanation on that one.
Colorado minor penalty, 2 minutes illegal sub resulting in a penalty shot.
Well, who do you let take it? I would assume it's the guy with 47 Genos this year, and he's looking for his best career season since 2018. Robert Church versus Dylan Ward. Church, the righty, runs it in. 5 holes, scores. Bobby makes no mistake, and the Rush are up by 4.
We always talk about Robert Church, dangerous in time and space. Well, you're not going to get much more time and space than that, as in their last home game of the season, the SaskTel Center fans treated to their first penalty shot. Church, I love this. He comes in with speed. He's not giving Ward a chance to really guess where he's going to go. At this point, it's almost like a soccer goalie just guessing. Church quick between the legs, while his eyes, you can see briefly in that replay, his eyes were looking over Ward's shoulder, and he went down and went between the legs, and the Rush Nation is fired up after that one.
He gave Ward another stare down, too.
I love it.
There's some bad blood between these Western rivals. Back the other way, Church wants the hat trick, and that's going to put a dent in the red pipe.
Robert Church, since that hit that he collided with Dylan Ward and spent 2 minutes in the box, has come out like a man possessed. You don't see Bobby angry very often, but man, he's in a foul mood tonight.
Oh yeah, Dinsdale now rips one off the shoulder of Ward. He didn't know where it ended up, but Dronic pass back intended for Matthews. They're gonna have to avoid an over and back, but Dronic has it with 25 seconds left on the shot clock.
10 shots tonight for Church and about 10 stare downs of Dylan Ward.
Matthews has Church up top again. John Lintz will defend. And I guess they were counting down the shot clock, I believe.
I'm guessing that's what happened. Marty Dinsdale's not happy with it here as he speaks to a member of our officiating crew. I don't think they knew that they were counting it down. There's still 8 seconds left on the clock here in SaskTel Center.
Mass confusion means it's Colorado possession. Connor Robinson stopped by Rushka.
Great save, Lane Rushka off the bouncer with the stick. That's a hard one to make.
And now BK3 just puts a wall on Connor Robinson. Back the other way. Church trying to go low again on Ward. This time the netminder gets the better. And now a hard high pick got set on Robert Church. It's the Coquitlam product, McIntosh. Set one on Church. Mammoth go back the other way. No call coming. Kinnear, room to shoot. 5-hole scores.
Dylan Ward stood over Robert Church and gave him an earful as he was getting up from that one. And as you so often see happen, a play at one end leads to something at the other end. As you're going to see the sequence of events. First, Robert Church going after the ball, a hard pick. I know that's something the NLL wants to eliminate this year. And then coming down the floor, the Rush obviously a man down because Church is shaken up after that hard shoulder to shoulder.
And now back on the floor here, Beers is giving it to McIntosh. He didn't like it. And again, he put his elbow out there. We got to look at the replay. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get some flippers off here.
Well, Beers and McIntosh are engaged, and Beers, I mean, I don't think McIntosh wants the smoke. Beers is absolutely trying to get involved. McIntosh is grabbing his stick.
Now Beers is gonna, well, he got a stick on the ground, and they're gonna call Beers on that. Well, Colorado will get a 6-on-5 look here as McIntosh didn't want any of Matt Beers after the hit on Church. McLaughlin as Thompson on that side. 3 lefties, 3 righties on the floor. 6-on-5. Robinson around Smith. Down to the corner. Gibson, quick stick, scores. Eli McLaughlin finds his 4th of the game and 40th of the season.
Eli McLaughlin going for the Cy Young Award tonight. 4 goals, no assists. The 4-0 on the stat sheet. 6-on-5 look, and the Rush bench maybe a little distracted. We're getting into it with the officials after that one. That seems to happen a couple times. A little bit of a discipline thing there, but McLaughlin wide open look as Beers, pardon me, Rubish doesn't quite pick him up on that side on the 6-on-5 look. And that's the 2nd or 3rd time here, Cody, that Colorado's gone 6-on-5 and kind of thrown the Rush defense into disarray, and they capitalized there.
Church and Robinson are giving it to each other on the benches here. It's getting physical on Co-op Field, and I don't think we've seen the end of it between these two Western foes.
As Holden Garland drops an RKO
McClellan now getting into it with Hope behind the play. They're going to let a couple of shots go there.
Somebody just get the flippers off. Like, it's going to happen here. Nobody wants it.
Zed Williams, he'll drive the goal. Freed up some space there, the big man on the roll. Williams, 5-hole stop by Rushka.
Been trying to go 5-hole a bunch on Rushka while getting them moving. Never a bad idea against the young goalie, but so far unsuccessful for most of this night are the Colorado Mammoth.
McClellan, pardon me. Well, throw it up for Reese Dutch's Boudreaux. 4-3, not 1-3. That's my second -2 of the night on those 2 numbers. Matthews in tight. Barnable scores! Tip drill bingo. Saskatchewan has 10.
They're not calling it. They're saying they're calling no goal. Instantly they were saying, because calling that on the tip as SaskTel Center falls to a hush. As it looked like Barnable got his stick in there. I mean, Barnable was intending to shoot. He was putting it there to deflect it. That's off his stick. That should count. Like, I don't think he was in the crease either. I'm certain that touches Barnable. They're calling him for the crease violation. As this comes across, Barnable gets it, and it's clearly behind Dylan Ward. It looks like before Barnable comes in. And I know, like, Jimmy Quinlan, he won his challenge in the first half. Should have it here. So we get it. Mark Matthews, great pass. Kind of goes in and out of the stick of Garland. And yeah, pardon me, Barnable, because now I'm -1 on that number. Gets it behind Dylan Ward, and even from that overhead cam look, you can't
I think that's in before he steps in the crease.
Absolutely, I think it is. We're going to get a look here.
Saskatchewan is challenging the call on the field of no goal.
And Jimmy Quinlan is not happy as he's given it here. It's too bad. I want to see Quinlan, if you're just joining us in the first half, Quinlan challenged a call by grabbing the flag out of his coat jacket and throwing it all 100 feet across SaskTel Center into the penalty box area himself. So I wanted to see if that was a repeat here, but from the looks we've seen already, great job by our crew getting us those looks here while they were all debating it. It looks like a good goal. Like I think Garland, he does step into the crease. Barnable, Cody. Now I'm dashed to. Barnable with a little deflection off the pass from Mark Matthews ends up behind, and I'm certain it's behind. Yeah, we get the look here at SaskTel Center, the same look you're getting on your TV screen. Look, that's a white ball, and that's Barnable's shoes right there. If this is called back, if this stays a no goal, I'll eat my game notes. I know it's bold. Second time I've done it.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. We have a good goal.
Second challenge goes Jimmy Quinlan's way, and the head coach will say Barnable gives them the lead, give JQ an assist.
And a big 1-2 for Mark Matthews, who sends that away. Gonna see if they're gonna give him credit for the assist, as they should, as that went off of Barnable. But that'll be assist number 600 for Mark Matthews. They're not waiting to see. We're hitting refresh here on the scorecard.
I believe he's 2 away.
Nope, you're right. They're not even giving him the assist there.
Cross check's gonna get called here, and it looks like Messenger's taking one off the faceoff.
Matthews is 1 away. Coming into tonight, he needed 4 assists to become possibly the
Saskatchewan minor penalty, 2 minutes illegal cross check.
Haven't taken a look at what happened in the Buffalo game. Dane Smith might have got there as well. So he's either the 12th or 13th player all time to hit that mark, but they're not giving him an assist on the Barnable goal. So he'll stay locked in at $5.99, Cody.
Colorado back to the power play, 2 for 5 in the contest, down by 3. McLaughlin. Gibson back for McLaughlin. Thompson out of the corner. Pulls it inside, and now with 40 seconds left, they've got a dozen to shoot. Double team in the corner. Melee ensues. Rubish and Dilks, 2-on-3. Saskatchewan wins the battle.
Happy to let the shot clock expire there and take over possession with a full 30 to work with, trying to kill off the last little bit here of the third quarter. But Marty Dinsdale, an old school, the move you see in junior lacrosse. Everybody gang up on the guy with the ball. But Marty, the wily veteran, Marty McFly holding on to it.
1-on-3. Some would call it hero ball. Some would call it smart when you're shorthanded. Walter up top for Robert Church. 2 seconds left to go as Dinsdale on the backhand. Had Dylan Ward on roller skates and he just missed the net. Saskatchewan, dangerous. Shorthanded, but they can't capitalize here to close out quarter number 3. Rush lead 10-7 heading into the final frame in SaskTel Center.
The Saskatchewan Rush lead, but the fourth quarter has not been kind to them at all. 60 goals against in the fourth quarter of the season. That's the second most in the National Lacrosse League, only behind Vancouver, who's given up the most goals in the entire NLL. Last week's fourth quarter, not a good one. Outscored 9-2 by Halifax to put their playoff woes, or their playoff hopes, to bed, making sure that they were going to miss the playoffs for a second year in a row. So Colorado down 10-7. Based on the fourth quarter play of the Rush this year, that might be exactly where you want them. Starting on a power play in this one.
Lane Rushka outplaying Dylan Ward so far. He's made 27 saves. Dylan Ward's made 25 as the Rush, led by Mark Matthews with a 5-point outing so far. And Eli McLaughlin has 5 for Colorado. Mammoth on the power play for the first 62 seconds or less of quarter number 4. Holden Garland steps in to take the draw on Tim Edwards. Couple of Canisius alumni will have a word.
Beers loses the stick. Now let's see, the fourth quarter woes combined with a rookie goaltender here, Cody. The next couple saves, next couple shots, I should say, are going to be big for Lane Rushka, the Warman product.
Gibson on this near side. Down low for Zed Williams. Up top, McLaughlin puts one right around the tower of Rushka. He makes a clean save.
Rookie goalie and a team that's probably going to be a little tight coming out here in the fourth quarter after all they've seen this year. Rookie goalie comes out with a big save to calm the troops down and probably even himself a little bit here on the power play. McLaughlin having himself a night. It's been almost impossible to stop so far this evening.
Keaton and Church will pass it back and forth. Both of them with 2 goals and 2 assists so far in this contest. Church pushed back on Hattrick. Watch bouncer save made by Ward. It bounces behind him. And now Thompson and Keenan will battle. And I think Keenan got that one maybe below the belt.
Not the spot you want to put it. I do think that went off the foot of Thompson and popped up into a bit of a dangerous spot there. Dylan Ward had to be careful.
McIntyre out in front. Pass comes in too hot to handle. Scooped by Messenger. Game number 99 of his career. Outlet for Bobby Kidd III. Just 1 goal this season. He talked about it before and said, hey, I can be better in transition. It hasn't been my best performance in his sophomore season. The future is bright for BK3. Here's Austin Madronic, another rookie. Up top, Kidd III will stay and play on offense. Walter for Matthews. Pass across, Madronic inside feed. Ends up with Clark Walter in the slot for a second.
Of course, Clark Walters in the slot in the high danger area there, trying to get that loose ball, get the reset here for his team. But it's going to be Colorado on him like a dirty shirt. And they're going to go ahead and pick it up and try to spark this comeback.
Zed Williams spins around Dilch towards the net, puts one in the chest of Rushka again. Connor Robinson in front of the Colorado bench. Gibson's with him. Down on the far side, Messenger, couple extra whacks on Thompson. Zed Williams has space opened up inside, and Gibson scores. He goes 5-hole on Rushka after setting the pick, and the lead's down to 2.
Colorado's done an excellent job of that. All their players are setting their own picks, finding the open spot, and just bang, bang. Some of the high-skill offensive players like McLaughlin, Zed Williams connecting with the guys down low. Just a seeing eye shot there as Rushka thought he had the angle down, but it goes in that tiny little spot between the stick and his left shin pad there, as that is going to go in for Tyson Gibson, the Maple, Ontario product. Just his 7th of the season. That one, a seeing eye shot that went right between the legs there of Rushka. And the fourth quarter, Rushka gave up the first goal of the fourth quarter, Cody.
Tyson Gibson, the 2019 first overall pick, has his 7th goal in 7 games with Colorado this season. Tough roster to crack. They're coming off of a championship win over Buffalo. Zed Williams down into the corner. Colorado down by 2. What a massive save by Rushka on McLaughlin.
Good job, Lane Rushka, settling it down. This is a big spot to test him. Your first career start. You're in front of a pile of friends, family, and former teammates. And the team, going to see how they bounce back here for the young goalie.
Marty Dinsdale spin around Jeffrey Bouncer, ends up in the netting above the net.
He has looked like he belongs in the National Lacrosse League so far tonight, but the fourth quarter is where the money is made and the bills are paid. And Rushka now seeing if he's going to be up to the task, unlike the other Rush goalies so far this year in the fourth.
Gibson, a lone goal scorer in quarter number 4. Outside look, Rushka with the save. Loose ball battle won by a good Alberta boy and Brett McIntyre. Gibson, 7 goals in 7 games this season. McLaughlin now. Pass back intended for Gibson, ends up on the ground, and Boudreau, he'll take a slash down low, drops to his knees, and he'll run off gingerly.
Yeah, those never feel good, getting those slashes to the exposed legs. Boudreau's gonna probably have a bit of a battle mark and a bruise on that one when he wakes up in the morning.
Robert Church, push back. Matthews inside feed for Dinsdale. Walter's got it on the rebound, and he puts one right in the chest protector of Dylan Ward.
Rebound was there for the taking, and it was the Colorado Mammoth once again. That great collapse all over the loose balls in and around Dylan Ward.
Chester goes off for the change. Dinsdale's hanging out behind the net. Shot goes on Rushka. Save got made. Beers has it.
That was Beers and Bobby Kidd the third. Double team on Zed Williams. Identified him as the only man down low and took that opportunity away from him.
Matthews says Clark Walter took a shot up high. He'll keep playing on. Dinsdale inside feed. Ryan Keenan's there. It's under Ward and not across the line.
Able to make the butterfly-like save there, Dylan Ward. They've been targeting him between his legs quite a bit. He's been coming up with a couple big stops here, those late third, early fourth so far, Cody.
10 minutes left in quarter number 4. It's Cody Jansen, John Fraser, Sabine Ahmad with you this evening in SaskTel Center. Zed Williams. Rock goes over to Connor Robinson. Gibson defended by Dilks. McLaughlin rips one off the lid of Lane Rushka, and that ends up in row number 10. A lucky fan has a souvenir, and Saskatchewan has a 2-goal lead. 9:39 left to go in quarter number 4 as we head off to our second last TV timeout in SaskTel Center. Williams with the feed and Gibson with the goal to cut the lead down to 2.
Experience.
Get ready for ultimate showdowns as the March to May continues with intense matchups and playoff pushes. You won't want to miss a single moment of the excitement. Tune in and watch as teams make their March to May. Cody, John, what are you looking forward to as we head into May?
Smart. I love having a combination of smart TV and playoff lacrosse.
Yeah, I mean, it's playoffs, right? It's playoff lacrosse. That's what everyone looks forward to. I mean, in a completely biased way, playoffs are a lot more fun when the team in green is in them, and so we'll just throw that one out there. Hey, Colorado down by 2. They got the ball, 9:39 left to go in quarter number 4. Thanks for joining us on TSN Plus, ESPN Plus, Altitude 2, and the Rush Radio Network this evening. One game after this remains in the regular season for the Saskatchewan Rush and the Colorado Mammoth. The Mammoth get San Diego next weekend. The Rush get Las Vegas. Outside shot by Connor Robinson. Bounces into row number 7.
Not a bad way to finish off your season, Cody, getting a chance to head over to Vegas, eh?
They're going to say that was deflected out. Beers and Rushka aren't too happy about it, but it's a fresh shot clock for Colorado to work with. Connor Robinson, the Dwight Schrute spin move. Hands it off. McIntyre, bouncer. Can't beat his co-RMLL alumni as Beers ends up sitting McLaughlin on his backside. Out of the pile, Robinson has it. Another big save by Lane Rushka, the Saskatchewan SWAT alumni. Former first-round pick back in 2020.
From Warman, Saskatchewan, right up the road. Also, home to Cody Jansen. So if I say it, it's good. I'm promoing for you there, Cody, in the city of Warman.
All facts.
But it's been great to see him. He's been settled. He's been calm. You don't often see that in a guy's first NLL game, and he's looked very poised.
Inside feed for Robert Church, looking for that hat trick. Won't go.
Speaking of very poised, Dylan Ward, a great positional save there. Doesn't bite a movement.
Clark Walter almost had Dylan Ward out wisely. Instead of battling for that dunk attempt, keep eating the clock.
Well, especially with a 2-goal lead, let the rest of your offensive mates get out there. Get a good play set up, because the clock is not your friend right now.
Dinsdale inside feed for Dutch, hauled to the ground, one arm on his stick, bounces off the boards. Madronic on the rebound, and he puts it into the jersey of Dylan Ward.
Not happy there, heading off the floor as Ryan Keenan thought the stick got up high there, maybe wanted a call from our officiating crew.
Won't happen. Here's Ty Thompson. Less than 20 to shoot. He'll run a play through the top. 3 righties on the floor. McIntyre's in front of the net. Gonna drive is Kinnear, and Rushka avoids a major collision in tight, and Saskatchewan gets the ball.
Mike Messenger just laid every single bit of his 225-pound, 6'2" frame into Dylan Kinnear and sent him flying through the crease.
Robert Church now runs towards the middle. Church now room to shoot, and he scores. Paint the top corner green. Robert Church has 3.
If we've learned one thing tonight, it's that you should make Robert Church really mad before he plays a game. He has just been a different player in this second half after running into Dylan Ward early in this one. Him and Ward got themselves a rivalry going. all sorts of chatter back and forth on that one. You know there's going to be another stare down as Robert Church fakes the scoop pass, just steps into one, picking the corner over Dylan Ward. Again, his celebration, he does not turn to his mates. He's staring right at Dylan Ward, giving him the woo, like Ric Flair.
Consistent like a fiddler's elbow. Robert Church, his 15th game this season with 4 or more points.
Unbelievable. Just the consistency out of old Bobby Church there. Leading the team in scoring. 1 away from 52, should mention, Cody.
Career year for the Coquitlam Products. Rush up by 3. Plenty of ball game left out. Zed Williams spins around Bobby Kidd III. Now he'll shoot. Rushka with the save. Doesn't know where the rebound is. He'll pick it up in the corner. McLaughlin settles it down. Inside feed for Kinnear. Tripped up. No call coming. Zed Williams now defended by Bobby Kidd III. Williams trying to fade away. Bobby Kidd III got the ball on the ground for a second. Now passed over to Gibson. He'll throw this one over. Mammoth, 7 to shoot. It's around Dilks, and Rushka's going to make another big save.
On that last Robert Church goal, the crowd getting a chance to recognize Mark Matthews for assist number 601 in his career. Just the 13th player all time to go over 600. Big love to Dane Smith, did it for Buffalo, going over 600 earlier tonight.
Robert Church trying to go short side, looking for number 4. Reese Dutch comes down with it. Over to Matthews. He'll direct traffic. Back for Dutch. Playing against his former team, the Colorado Mammoth. He scored the OT winner against Saskatchewan earlier. Robert Church with the shot. Dylan Ward with the save.
Bit of a goalie battle going on here in our 4th quarter betwixt the young man, Lane Rushka, in front of friends and family, and one of the greatest goalies in NLL history in Dylan Ward, 1 win away from number 70.
McLaughlin has to peel back. Good defense by McClelland. Thompson in the corner. Got it from Barnable. 5 to shoot. He'll run up. Garland will defend. Thompson inside look. McLaughlin's there. Rushka with the save, and he takes some contact too.
As Connor McClelland followed his man in. McClelland at one spot there on the defense. Got his stick up a little high. Looked at the referee like he was a puppy that had done something bad. No call on that, though. We stay at 5-on-5, Cody.
Less than 5 to play in regulation. Matthews on the run towards the middle. Gets around Edwards and Hope. Mark Matthews hitting the speed burst button here. Ryan Keenan up top, feeds it for Walter. Defender all over him. Fade away, throws it in the far corner for a change. Shot won't go on goal, and with 4:42 left, we'll head down to our final TV timeout. 11-8, Saskatchewan leads. Robert Church has the latest. Down the stretch we go in SaskTel Center.
Here, that's a job for Jiffy.
Time now for tonight's Turning Point, presented by Fanatics, and it all starts with Robert Church colliding with Dylan Ward. He got himself 2 minutes in the sin bin for this, 2 more for not being happy, and then he goes Bobby Beast mode. 3 straight goals for Robert Church. Just a casual, natural hat trick in there.
Don't forget, stay with us after the game. The NLL postgame live report is coming up. And, well, there's 4:42 left in regulation. A lot of game left here. And for Colorado, if they're looking to finish in that 3rd spot in the West, they got to win either tonight against Saskatchewan or next week against San Diego. On the floor, Mammoth will set up 6-on-5. Connor Robinson with the rock. He'll run around a McIntyre pick. Inside feed, Kinnear bobbles it. McLaughlin now on the run. Far side scores. It's a 2-goal game as Eli McLaughlin buries his 5th of the contest.
The Colorado Mammoth have had a ton of success tonight. 6-on-5. This is their 3rd 6-on-5 goal. They've run out Dylan Ward a couple of times there to get the man advantage. It just seems to be something that the Rush defense is not picking up with the extra man out there. Started with the net empty. Honestly, I love that play. You've got a chance to draw something up. You pull the goalie and cut it down to a 2-goal lead. a strong decision, a bit of a risky move, but Eli McLaughlin, you just give him the ball. He's got his 5th in this game. About the only person on the Mammoth that's been able to consistently solve Lane Rushka this evening.
Edwards and Messenger do battle one more time. Edwards with the face-off win. Mammoth down by 2. Ward will stay in the net right now. There's 4:12 to go. Plenty of time for Pat Coyle and company. Gibson. Defended by Jake Boudreau. 2 years ago, first-round pick by Saskatchewan. Zed Williams. He'll step into one, trying to go far side. Jared Smith, another RMLL alumni, got his stick in the way as Ryan Barnable runs it up the floor.
Now Barnable, he looked like he wanted to go for a run, but very wisely backs it off. You know the Rush are going to want to use the entire 30 on this with just 3:38 left to go, protecting a 2-goal lead.
Reese Dutch, you know he'd love nothing more than to score another one against his former team. Down for Robert Church. 7 to shoot, to the middle. Trying to go short side. Dylan Ward with the save, and it's on the ground.
Who else but Robert Church, a man possessed since colliding with Ward. Ward looking for the signal from Pat Coyle. He is going to stay in the red painted turf here at SaskTel Center.
Ty Thompson, 11 goals on the season. Gibson's out of the corner. McLaughlin on goal. Save made by Rushka.
Been trying to go low on Rushka a lot, especially in the second half, but he's been doing a good job of getting down, taking away those angles, making the stops with his hands, something he did a lot of when he played for the Saskatchewan spot here in Saskatoon.
Messenger for Matthews. Surpassed 600 assists in this game. Madronic now on the run. Ward didn't know where it was for a second, but his defender comes in to save him, and now he'll head to the bench as the Mammoth go back to 6-on-5 here. 2:30 to go in quarter number 4. 11-9, Saskatchewan leads.
Rush got to be aware that they're going to be down 6-on-5. They've given up a few goals tonight with that exact setup.
McIntyre up top, trying to go stick side on the rebound, scores. It's the sock trick for Eli McLaughlin, and he is single-handedly keeping Colorado in this game.
It's almost like when this team goes to a 6-on-5 look, McLaughlin is just absolutely eating up the extra space he's got, creating confusion, setting his own picks, and getting himself open. As McLaughlin, am I wearing my good? No, I'm not wearing good socks tonight. I could throw them on down, but I've also been wearing them since 8 this morning, so I won't subject anybody to that. But look at McLaughlin flying through the air there, finds a soft spot in the Rush D. 6-on-5, that's back-to-back 6-on-5 goals for McLaughlin, who's got 6 out of his team's 10 goals tonight. He wants it. Do the rest of the Mammoth have an answer for Lane Rushka, though?
Not a math guy, but I think I can do this one. It's 60% of his team goals tonight. Number 42 on the season for number 51. Marty Dinsdale's got it up top. 2:10 left to go in quarter number 4. Rush up by 1. Robert Church has a hat trick in this game. Keenan's got 2 for Matthews. Won't shoot it. Church. Walter goes for a tumble. Matthews now 15 on the shot clock, wants to run it up himself around Sullivan, a little behind the back, goes wide. Walter tries to go behind the back himself, but it won't go on net. Walter's still got it though. 5 to shoot, rips one off of the leg of Chaster. 2 to fire, this one won't go either.
Bodies flying everywhere, the Mammoth D all blocking shots, and that's huge because if one of those Walters attempts goes off of Dylan Ward, the Rush get the reset and a chance to lay out some clock.
Now Matt Beers forces a turnover, and Dylan Ward has to stay in the net here.
Matt Beers' best game of the year so far, Cody.
Ryan Keenan, he'll sit on it with 25 left on the shot clock. Madronic cuts to the middle. Walter up top. He scored in 6 of his 9 games this season. Church for Keenan. The connection that won a championship back in 2018 here. Robert Church over to Matthews, and he's robbed! Larceny from Dylan Ward.
I am speechless. What a save by Dylan Ward that splits the arms.
McLaughlin, tie ball game. 51 seconds left, and number 51 ties us up at 11.
7th goal for Eli McLaughlin, coming off of an absolutely bananas land save by Dylan Ward. Full stretch, gets his arm up, What a stop here by Dylan Ward. That's the stuff that dreams are made out of. And another nightmare of a fourth quarter for the Rush as they've blown another fourth quarter lead. Second in the league for fourth quarter goals against. And it all repeats itself as McLaughlin. Again, he's the only guy that's had Lane Rushka's number. 7 out of 11 goals for his team tonight. And we're all tied up.
Face-off violation gets called, so the Rush will get the ball.
Now if you're the Rush, you got to completely change gears. You've been trying to go in protect mode. You need a goal. You need a goal bad. Let's put away the nightmares of the fourth quarter if you're a Rush fan.
Robert Church has Marty Dinsdale there. His stick gets held. Church toward the net. Defender all over him, and he'll step in the crease. Mammoth get the ball. 36 seconds left, so with a 5-second differential. Shot clock, game clock. Colorado, 4 goals in this fourth quarter now, and the Mammoths are going to get a timeout as Kyle Rubisch was inches away from forcing a turnover.
I don't know if McLaughlin really wanted that timeout, but it was wise that it was called because you called it, Cody. One of the all-time greats, if not the best, at creating turnovers in the NLL. Kyle Rubisch all over McLaughlin. That would have been quite the emotional swing to see that, but instead they get the timeout, and Colorado's going to have a chance to set something up here. So we're taking a look here. Pat Coyle, head coach of the Colorado Mammoth. See what he's got up his sleeve here. With the success they've had, 6-on-5, Cody Jansen, do you pull Ward?
No, because there's still a 5-second differential shot clock, game clock. Also, I've seen a little bit of the conversation about the pronunciation of Rushka's name here. Per him himself, it's Rushka. It's not Rushka. It's not exactly Rushka. It's Rushka. That's how he says it, so we're going with that, just to confirm the pronunciation.
And we have both spoken to him about that from his RMLL days. You doing the games out in Edmonton, me doing the games here in Saskatoon. So if there's a play-by-play crew that knows how to say it, it might be the two of us, Cody.
And I'm pretty sure there's a video of him with his helmet that he says his last name. So we'll get our official confirmation from that, and I think you can find out who is correct. 26.8 seconds left is what they're going to have on the clock. But they're actually working the shot clock down to 19 now, so 7-second differential. I think this means you have to keep Ward in the net. Like, yeah. Colorado is buzzing right now, but you still don't want to risk a loss on an empty net goal here when overtime could go in your favor the way that Edwards has been winning faceoffs.
And I mean, we are familiar with the disaster empty net goal here in Saskatchewan happening way back.
We almost went the full season without talking about it, John.
I had to. You're talking about, we're debating whether or not you pull the guy. I'm sorry, Rush fans, for bringing back that painful memory. I was right there. I was ready to do a full celebration mode on that one. I was in the stands for that one, but here we go.
Mammoth ball. They'll give it to Zed Williams.
That's
one of the
pick.
One of the many stars of the championship Colorado Mammoth team that beat Buffalo last season. Defenders on the floor for Saskatchewan: Garland, Dilks, Messenger, Rubisch, Beers. A veteran squad. Williams with it. Gibson out to set picks. Kinnear, McLaughlin, Robinson. The other forwards on the floor. 5 to shoot. Zed Williams doesn't have much of a lane, and it got blocked by Garland. 8 seconds left. Saskatchewan could get their timeout here, and that's what they will. They ran the clock down a couple of seconds. Quinlan's not happy. He wants 8 seconds on the clock, and I think he'll probably get it.
Well, yeah, you had Garland. I could see him from up here. He was in the official's ear. He was calling the timeout as soon as the buzz went. So Jimmy Quinlan drawing something up. They've got the clock back to 7.5, which is, I think, exactly where it was when Garland hovered over that loose ball for a second and called the timeout. So now if you're Saskatchewan, chance to send Fan Appreciation Night into the stratosphere here with 7.5 seconds left. Great block by Holden Garland there too. Dangerous looking shot. He gets his rear end out there, and that's what blocked that. That one's gonna hurt in the morning, but if it comes away with a victory, and they are just now in-house playing around with the clock. They got the replay here. Looks like, Cody, that we're gonna go to 7.9 seconds. 7 of 9 for the Star Trek nerds out there. Colorado again just taking advantage of the Rush's fourth quarter yips or whatever you want to call it. Colorado coming out. It's been Eli McLaughlin. He's got 7 goals tonight. He's just having himself a heck of a game, going 6-on-4 a couple of times, diving through the air on that one. It was looking like it was going to be a great night for Fan Appreciation Night, but Eli McLaughlin here to steal the party. Him and Dylan Ward with some absolute crazy save. So here we go. Robert Church starting at his own end, Cody.
Robert Church runs it up. 5 seconds to go in regulation. Will he shoot it himself? Over to Keenan. Quick stick goes wide. And off to overtime. We go on Co-op Field in SaskTel Center.
Are you surprised? It's the Rush, it's the Mammoth. Overtime just kind of is a thing that always seems to happen. Cody on that last one there. Great pass. Great look for Ryan Keenan. I think Dylan Ward slid over on his knees and got that one, but how many great games have these two teams played against each other? You mentioned it, Cody. Last time they were in Colorado earlier this season, Reese Dutch was the overtime hero, but of course he was playing for the Mammoth at that time. So pretty simple. You're watching. This is your first overtime. Next goal wins. Somebody puts it behind the goalie. Well, you get to go home and celebrate a victory. For the Colorado Mammoth, this would be big for them. If they want to finish 3rd place in the West Division, they got to come up big here with a W in the March to May. Meanwhile, the Saskatchewan Rush not playing for anything but pride, wanting to get a big W for their rookie goaltender, Lane Rushka. Of course, Saskatchewan started the season with a massive win here at SaskTel Center over Colorado. Since then, though, just 10.7 goals per game and 12.2 goals against per game. That's after hanging 18 on this Mammoth team. And the Mammoth, well, they woke up. They've only been a cool 9-6 since then, averaging 11 goals against per game, 11 goals for per game. So this is basically what you expected out of the Mammoth, 11-11, heading into overtime here, SaskTel Center. Everybody getting ready. This is going to be a good one. Cody, should we do the overtime picks? I've got, you know what? I'm going to take Madronic for his first of the night. And I'm going to take the easy one from you, Eli McLaughlin, with a casual 8 tonight for the Colorado Mammoth.
Yeah, I think that one's, kind of a layup at this point. The guy has just been tinkling, flying all evening long. Robert Church is the man on a mission right there, so it's hard not to pick him. It's Fan Appreciation Night here in Saskatchewan, and you can really see how much Rush Nation has embraced this team. It's been a tough past couple of years, but everyone knows by the guys on the bench and on this roster, it's a young team. The future is bright here, and the fans are showing up because they know it.
Well, a sneaky retool, if you will. It wasn't until you and I were looking at stats before the year we realized this team is going to roll out 9 rookies probably throughout the season, and they've looked not out of place. More seasoning for them is going to be great, but here comes a big opening face-off. See who gets possession of the timeout called.
Messenger on the draw. Jake Boudreau has it, and the Rush are not going to use it. Messenger, another face-off win for him as he'll run it by himself. Messenger, Dinsdale, little flip up top for Ryan Keenan. McClelland and Messenger go off for a change. Rushka goes to the bench. 6-on-5. Keenan's waving him back and saying, hey, we only have 5 on the shot clock. Robert Church on the run. Bouncer. Save made by Ward. Rebound stopped as well on Clark Walter.
Veteran play by Ryan Keenan there, recognizing the net was empty for the 6-on-5 look, but also realizing that they were running out of shot clock time, dishing the ball off and getting off the floor, get Rush going.
Robinson flips it up. Zed Williams. McLaughlin on the floor. Williams has it outside. McLaughlin looking for 8. Stopped by Rushka. Holden Garland has the loose ball, and it's up for Barnable. Rush have numbers if they want, but Barnable slows it down. Here's Robert Church. Hands it off to Mark Matthews, so the mailman will settle things down. Keenan through the middle. Matthews with the shot. Save made by Ward. 2019 Team Canada teammates at the WILC. Robert Church now. Pick got set by Dinsdale. Church, room to shoot, and he scores! Bobby Ballgame sends the fans home with a smile on their face.
Robert Church, who else? A man possessed. We talked about it at our Fanatics Turning Point. He hit Dylan Ward. He is the one to put this to bed. And you know Robert Church is loving every second of that. I love the rush, the play by Matthews to get the reset, picking up his own loose ball, calming it down. And instead of win number 70 for Dylan Ward, we've got win number 1 of the bright career of Lane Rushka. As his in front of friends and family too. How cool. Imagine getting your first NLL dub 30 minutes from where you grew up. Maybe 15 minutes depending on Circle Drive traffic from where you played your minor lacrosse.
What a moment right there as you see Matthews and Rushka with the hug. A special one for the Warman product here, as his teams know how important this is to them. Second straight rookie goalie for the Rush to get a win in their first starts. As Cameron Dunkerley did it last year, Lane Rushka does it this year. Well, you get the handshakes and you get Lane Rushka smiling like a butcher's dog as we head off to our break. NLL postgame live report is coming up next. Stay tuned. The March to May is brought to you by Alterna Savings Credit Union. Visit alterna.ca to discover the credit union difference. By NLLstore.ca, a Fanatics experience, officially license everything. And by Guaranteed Rate. Now more than ever, you need the best.
All right, well, I got Lane Rushka join me. Lane, you got about 40, close to 40 saves tonight. First game starting, how does it feel for you?
Speechless. I'm thankful to get this opportunity, especially here in my home province in front of all the hometown fans. It's incredible.
It's a great way to start for you. What does the win mean for you here for tonight?
It just kind of everything pays off. All my hard work.
Cody, John, I think we can see what the celebration means for them.
That's awesome. Thanks, Sabine, as he gets absolutely drenched while doing the interview. First career NLL win for the very first player who played for the Saskatchewan SWAT to show up in the NLL in the regular season as he gets drenched. The old water bottle bath, and honestly, Cody, I thought he didn't look out of place at all tonight.
He just out-dueled Dylan Ward.
Yeah, that's
one of the
good.
top 3 goaltenders in the NLL.
Yeah, and recently, arguably the best. And everybody's getting in on it. We got the staff down there, Danny Littner in his suit, getting them all drenched. That is just outstanding stuff for Lane. You couldn't have drawn this up any better for the young man. Now we take a look at the final stats. As we mentioned, that's a lot of saves for Lane Rushka, most of them coming against everybody but Eli McLaughlin, who also had himself a sock trick. Power play going 2 for 4 for the Rush, 49-47. They only won 8 of the 19 face-offs, but they still got it done tonight and also won the battle on the ground, 70-63, the loose balls.
What a win for Saskatchewan in their final home game of the 2023 regular season. Robert Church shows up clutch. 4 goals for him. Mark Matthews has 7 points. Ryan Keenan with 5. On Fan Appreciation Night, Lane Rushka steals the show with 36 saves. For myself, Cody Jansen, John Fraser, Sabine Ahmad, the entire production crew this season. So long. We'll talk to you one more time from Vegas next weekend.